What's up, guys, and welcome back. I'm back here at Gettle Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Punta Gorda, Florida, checking out this brand new 2024 Dodge Hornet RT. And yes, this one comes with the plug. It is a plug-in hybrid, and I'm going to take in a complete tour of this vehicle, starting right here with the design of this vehicle, the powertrain, the technology, and the test drive at the very end. So if you enjoy watching videos like this, don't forget to check out the rest of my channel. Hit that subscribe button, give me a like. Now let's get back to this. So Dodge Hornet first came out with the gasoline-only versions, and that was about the summer of 2023. Now we're in January of 2024, and these just started hitting the showroom floors about 3-4 weeks ago. So it looks very similar, almost identical, with a few differences on the exterior. First of all, it sits lower than the GT and the GT Plus. The ground clearance is about 6.1 inches versus 8 inches on the gasoline versions. Still the same look. I like the lights. So you have the LED lights, LED daytime running lights and turn signals. This particular one has the Blacktop Package, which means that everything outside has been blacked out in this shiny black color. You have the red Dodge logo, front view camera. Right down here, there's sensors for all the technology features and safety features on it. And right on top of the hood, you see the hood is nicely sculpted. It also has those air exhaust on top of it. And if you're wondering what powers up this thing, let's take a peek. So the RT is the most powerful out of all the Dodge Hornets, and it's powered up by, wait for it, 1.3 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. How is it possible? Well, because it's assisted by not one but two electric motors, one that's mounted in the front and one that's mounted on the rear axle, that's making it an all-wheel drive. Now it's made it to a 6-speed automatic transmission, but as far as the output, horsepower 288 and 383 foot-pounds of torque, making this vehicle capable of reaching 0 to 60 in merely 5.5 seconds. And that's being gas efficient too. Now underneath the hood you have some sound insulation, which is really nice, and what I like, that it's also supported by the hood struts versus the ugly prop stick. And as we move around the corner to take a peek at the side profile of this vehicle, you can definitely see that it sits lower to the ground. The 2 inches is really visible on the side. Overall, nice athletic stance, you know, looking like a very sporty vehicle. And what Dodge claims, this is the fastest vehicle in its segment and the most powerful one. And I like the Blacktop Package. It gives you everything on the outside that's blacked out, then including the trimming around the wheel wells in both front and the back. Also the trim that goes at the bottom, the side skirt. And then you have 18-inch alloy wheels. Now those are also piano black. You have the Dodge logo in the middle there, Dodge spelled out on the calipers and the big rotors. Now as far as the Hornet badge, that's also blacked out, and so is the mirrors and the surroundings of the windows. The mirror itself is also piano black. It has the turn signal, side view camera, blind spot assist feature that's inside of here. The vehicle is equipped with a keyless entry system, so as long as you have the key somewhere on you, it will lock it or unlock it. It won't do it if the key is left inside. So let's take a look. This is the key, right? This is the old Dodge fob, and now because the vehicle is actually turned on, it's giving me a notification, hey, you left the car left on. But this is the older style Dodge key fob. You have the unlock, lock, 2 times to start the vehicle, 2 times to open the gate, and the panic button right on top. You also have this big panoramic sunroof, surroundings of the windows all covered in this piano black. And while most of the hybrid vehicles have the plug-in port on in the front, this one has it in the back on the driver's side. That's where you charge it. It's good for about 33 miles all electric driving range. And here's the back of it. I love the styling of it. I love the LED taillights. Let's check this out. They're nice, they're big, they're visible. You have the Dodge logo that's illuminated right in the middle. RT on one side, Hornet on the other side. And as we scroll down, yes, you do have two real exhaust. And I gotta tell you, when the engine starts, it actually makes some pretty cool noise. Let's take a listen. Sounds interesting, right? It's not exactly the Hellcat sound, but of course, 1.3 liter plug-in hybrid sounds pretty good as far as what you get for it. Now, as the gate opens up, you can see the rear view camera. You also see the lock and close buttons for the gate, and this is how much room you have. That's a box. That's about 37 inches deep and about 37 inches wide. You know, if you were interested as far as the dimensions of it. Inside of here you have a little bit of illumination on both sides. You have the 12-volt power adapter. It also comes, of course, with a charging cable, and this is for your household outlet. Underneath here you have a bit more storage. You also have the compressor, the fix-a-flat, no spare tire here. It's probably where the battery is. The battery, by the way, adds about 400 pounds to the weight of this vehicle, so it is quite heavier than the regular gasoline version. And you probably noticed this pass-through right here that can be closed up, but you can open it if you're transporting something long. Fold down that armrest in front. You can also fold down the seats by simply, you can remove this cargo cover from the top. It's really easy. Fold down the seats, let it drop, and this is how much room you're gonna have for cargo. So not bad for a compact SUV. Now, depends if you're looking at it as a compact or subcompact, because it's kind of in between, like the Honda HR-V and the Honda CR-V. And before we take a look on the inside, also notice there is Dodge symbols right here, and look how nice the lights look, like three-dimensional, encased in this plastic casing. Now, as far as the rear door panel, what we have here, this is all hard plastic, but at least it's broken up by several different trims that have different colors and different textures, making it a lot more interesting than just this black blob that you see on a lot of vehicles. Now, this is nicely padded with this neoprene style material, kind of like what the wetsuits are made for. And you have the speaker here, tiny little bit of storage at the bottom of the seats. And look at this interior. Now, this has been upgraded to this red leather seating. That's an optional color. So the outside color and the inside colors are both upgrades. And then here you have the foldable armrest with the cup holders. You do have your vents in the back, which is a huge plus because you don't see that in many of the this class vehicles. You also have the USB Type A, USB Type C, and that is it. Slight bump in the middle, not as big as you see on some of the competitors, and you also have the storage in the back of both seats. As far as the roominess in the back, there's plenty of it. There's probably about 1.5 inches above my head, and mind that this vehicle comes equipped with this big sunroof. Also have enough shoulder room, and surprisingly enough knee room. As I always say, we got to manage our expectations. This is a compact SUV, or kind of borderline subcompact compact. I'm barely touching my knee to the back of the seat. This one is not. It's either my configuration or the seat configuration that it's not even. I think it's mine, but I have this seat adjusted to my regular driving position, and pretty comfortable one too. I'm almost 6 feet tall. Let's do a door sound check test. Boom. Yeah, it's nice and solid, pretty heavy door. Front door panel similar to the rear, with the, of course, the addition of, you have the memory seats, 2 memory seat positioning, you have the lock, unlock, Harman Kardon stereo, and then you have the window mirror lock controls right here. More storage and another speaker here at the bottom. This is nicely padded. Actually feels really good to the touch, that material, whatever it is. Now, getting inside of it, you'll notice that you have the power seat adjustments on both driver and passenger seats, which is really nice. You have the Dodge logo in the headrest and nicely sculpted seats, which are actually very comfortable, because I've driven this car for a while. And look at the steering wheel. Before we get inside, let's take a look on the left side of the steering wheel. This is where your light control is. That's, you can open your gate, you can open your gasoline door, and then this is your dimmer. Let's take a look at the rest of this interior. And here on the interior, this 2024 Dodge Hornet definitely looks very premium. Now, most of you know that this is the same vehicle basically as the Alfa Romeo Tonale, and you can definitely see that on the interior here, where it doesn't look like Dodge, it looks like Alfa Romeo. First of all, starting with the steering wheel, it's nice and sporty steering wheel with a flat bottom. Right here, of course, you have the Dodge logo. It's leather wrapped, it's thicker in the right places. You have some buttons on each side, so let's take a look and see what they do. So you have the cruise control. You can adjust the gap between you and the car in front of you on the adaptive cruise control, and then you have the lane keep assist on this side. Well, this side controls what's going on in the instrument cluster, volume control, and then you also have the voice control here. Now, e-drive modes, that's where you change the drive modes from hybrid to electric to e-save mode. We're going to talk about it in just a little bit. And of course, the steering wheel, you have the adjustments as far as the tilt and telescoping. But one thing I want to mention here are those huge pedal shifters in the back. And as far as I know, if you pull both of them at the same time, you get the burst of power, an additional 31 horsepower or so for about 15 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. So we're definitely going to try to check that out. Now let's look at this interesting design of this dashboard right here. Now it's indented here, and that's probably because some of the maybe higher end models like Alfa Romeo have the head-up display, so you can easier see that through here, or for really short people, so you can actually see over the dashboard. Now you have this 12.3-inch fully digital instrument cluster. Let's see what we have inside. So it looks like very simple display. On the right hand side, it says press brake and push button to switch it in gears, and then there's nothing else in here. So right now we have the speedometer in the middle, and if I push this middle button right here, I can actually change this, I believe, from kilometers to miles or from miles to kilometers, so depending on what you're used to. Right here, so speedometer. So if I change that, there you go, so kilometers back to miles, so I don't freak out when I'm driving. The rest of the settings, you have the map display, so you can display your navigation, charge power to, as you see, the range is 276 miles between the electric and gasoline, 249 on gasoline only, and 27 miles on electric only. So we have plenty of juice to test it out for sure. And this is your instrument cluster. You have all the information that you need. So you have the range on one side, you have the range on electric on the other side, 77 degrees outside. It says 24, not sure what that is. I guess it's 24 kilometers per hour speed limit in this forest. Interesting, but that's what it reads. So I'm pretty sure that it's going to be some learning curve for some to adjust to it. And this is your 10.25-inch display. It's actually nice and bright. I like the Uconnect 5. This is, of course, the newest version of the Uconnect. And everything is here. It is a touchscreen, so this is your home button. You can add different widgets to here. You can also go to your media settings. And as far as the media, you can have the FM, Sirius XM, and you have the Bluetooth. That's your sources. So here you go. Here's your sources. AM radio, of course, to Alexa, Bluetooth, Sirius XM. Here's your settings for your comfort. So as far as your climate control, you can adjust it through here, or you can adjust it the traditional way, going through the bottom hard buttons. You can select the different vents that the air is going to be blowing out of. So really nice display. You have the heated and ventilated seats, as well as the heated steering wheel. So definitely tons of premium features. Navigation that's built in. You can also connect your phone wirelessly to have an Android Auto app or CarPlay. And here's your vehicle settings. You can turn off the screen, touch to turn it back on. And let's check out the surround view camera. So you can see the quality of the camera is really good. Takes up the entire screen. You also have your top down view. You can have the wider angle. You have the front view camera. Okay, and you have the top down view. Nothing else that we can do as far as this. I'm pretty sure you can turn on the trajectory lines. If I'm not mistaken, that is a feature that can be enabled. We're going to see if we can find it in some of the settings here. So go to settings, camera, there you go. surround view camera guidelines, and let's see if we're gonna actually be able to do that. There you go. So you can actually turn on the trajectory lines, and it turns them on. It has the top ones as well, so that can show you from the top down view. I just want to make sure that it had it before we moved from the infotainment system. Overall, a really nice system. It could be glitchy sometimes, I heard. Now this is nicely padded with the contrast stitching matching the color of the seats, and of course you have a bunch of hard buttons here for your climate control, engine start stop button, and push it for the sport mode. You can hear the engine starts right away, and it displays like this red aggressive Hornet on the display. 12-volt power outlet, USB Type-C, USB Type-A, wireless charger, regular shifter with the ability to shift manually if you prefer this versus the pedal shifters on the steering wheel. Now this is a 6-speed automatic transmission. It's Japanese design, similar transmission as you find on some Hondas and Hyundais and Toyotas as well, I think. So you have the volume control and the power knob. This is right here, so you can control the volume for your radio. The radio actually sounds pretty good. I wish I could demonstrate it for you, but due to the YouTube copyright policies, I really can't. Electronic parking brake. You have the electronic stability control off, parking sensors off, and then you have also the cup holders, which are quite large, and a tiny little bit of storage right here in the middle. And as we move up on top, you have the frameless mirror, and it does not have this digital mirror, but right here you have a bunch of buttons. So you have your light controls, then you have your mainline controls, you have the SOS button as well. This is the rear lights right here, and this is if you want the lights to go on when the doors are open. It's what this is. You have the sunroof. You can do a tilt and telescoping. It's a fairly decent size as far as the glass panel. You can also close that cover here, and here you go. If you don't want too much sun to get into the cabin, the HomeLink system right on top, as well as you have the mirror that's illuminated on the side. This is the interior of it. Really looks very premium, but let's see what it costs and take it for a spin. If you're wondering what the price is on this vehicle, I hope you're sitting down because, well, let's just get to it. The Dodge Hornet RT Plus, which is the one that I'm sitting in right now, is starting at $46,400. That's a hefty price tag, but that doesn't include all of the equipment that I have on this particular one, which includes the customer preferred package 28D, and that's your tech package essentially that gives you the intelligent speed assist, active driving assist system, surround view camera system, ParkSense, Drowsy driver detection, and that will set you back $2245. For $1595, this vehicle has the RT Blacktop Package, which basically everything outside is blacked out, plus the alloy wheels that are shiny black, and of course the Acapulco Gold at $595 and $495 for the red leather seats. Destination charge $1595. This particular vehicle sits at $52,925, and then this does not have a track package, so you can have the Blacktop and track package combined. Instead of $1595 would be about $3,500, so you can get another $2,000 on top of it for $55,000. As far as the price of this vehicle, I'm sorry, but you have the Jeep Grand Cherokees that are sitting on the lot that are close to that, but this one has all the premium features. It definitely feels nice. It is an Alfa Romeo, but I'm not sure how much cheaper it is than a Alfa Romeo. Well, let's see how it drives and let you draw your own conclusions to this video. I know what mine are, but I don't want to influence them, maybe just a little bit. Let's take it for a spin. And as we start driving here in this empty parking lot, let's talk about the gas mileage. I'll pull off the sticker again. It says 77, that's MPGE, so miles per gallon equivalent. If you take in consideration the electric range plus the gasoline mileage, which by the way, on average is 29 miles per gallon. Now, to remind you, on the gasoline only version, we had 21 in the city, 29 on the expressway, and that vehicle had 268 horsepower versus 288 horsepower on this one, so about 20 horsepower less. It also started at about $31,000. So it started at about $13,000 less than that. Now, if you are looking to lease this vehicle, it does not qualify for the incentive from the government here in the United States, which is up to $7,500, because it is made in Italy. The final assembly point for this is the same factory that does Alfa Romeos, so it is an Italian-built vehicle. However, right now, at the time of this filming, the lender for Chrysler provides you $7,000 discount as far as, you know, the lease credit. So, I mean, you can take advantage of that either, you know, if you go for an American-built vehicle, $7,500, but they're kind of matching it, so that's not a big deal. You know, the big thing is the performance of this vehicle. 5.5 seconds, 0 to 60 is definitely a good number, considering that it's coming out of the 1.3 liter four-cylinder turbocharged electric motor coupled with 2 electric engines. We're going to do some of the stop and go acceleration here. Okay. All right, we're going to try to do it one more time on the road. This one kind of hesitated for a little bit, didn't know if it was going to go or not, but once it started driving, it was actually not bad. I do like the suspension on this vehicle. It kind of swallows the bumps, it absorbs the bumps, but it's not very soft. So it is more of a sportier tuned suspension. The steering wheels get some weight to it, so that's also a big plus. So definitely a nod to the Italian automaker, the Alfa Romeo, for designing it. Now this is considered a sport utility, but you know, really I wouldn't take it on any of the off-road trails, anything like this. It is decent. Right here I'm in this gravel lot, which I'm gonna turn this vehicle around and see what the turning radius is. And it's not bad, but like I mentioned, this is more of a performance driven than the utility driven vehicle. Turn the steering wheel all the way to the left. And there we go. It's actually very impressive as far as the turning radius. It turns on a dime. Really nice. And then you have the drive modes in here. So you have the e-drive modes. So we have hybrid, electric, and e-save. So the e-save mode will save the battery for later use, so it's mostly going to use the combustion engine. I'm going to put it in hybrid mode, which is the most powerful one. It takes advantage of both the internal combustion engine and the electric motors. And we're going to see how this combination drives. Let's go. $40, $50. And here you go, we're at 61 miles per hour. It actually is a very quick vehicle. What is surprising though, and I know I was outside and you can hear that exhaust. So that exhaust is definitely a much louder on the exterior than it is on the interior, which means that this probably does not have any of the speaker enhanced sound as far as the sound of the engine that gets into the cabin like you do in many cases. We're going to do it one more time. I'm going to push that sport button right here and let's go. Wow, it flies 62 miles per hour. This is not bad at all. It's quiet too. Very nice driving. Very nice driving vehicle. As far as handling, no complaints. It feels like it's put together very well. We're gonna see as far as the reliability. Time will tell. This is a brand new model, so let's not judge it. Not judge it based on the history of the brand either, which, you know, hasn't been the greatest. So guys, thank you very much for watching. I love to hear your comments, so don't be shy. Put them in the comment section below. Also, if you like this video, don't forget to give me a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that bell notification ring bell so you won't miss any of the content that's coming out. And I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.